Next, use Autofilter. So let's review our data. Click the header row, then go to Sort and Filter, then Filter, and Excel applies these drop-down arrows next to every header. Now go through and review your data. One thing to realize is that although this data spans 2008 through 2010, not all items are showing because it has so much data. So the date filters, if you want to select different dates, it's best if you've got so much data to use the date filters and just say you want data between this or after this time period. But you can go through and review the range. For example, here's the ozone column, and you can see that all the values are shown starting from the lowest all the way to the highest. So just go through every column that is of interest to you and make sure that you don't have values that slip through your validation process. In this case, values of negative 0.4 are fine. You don't want to ever just get rid of negative values. You want to always look up what the method detection limit is from the AQS, and we've got that folder in the resources folder. So for example, going through, you've got different parameters associated with the ozone analyzer. We've got the NO values, we've got flow, gas pressure, air temperature, the MET parameters. Go through and look at the ranges of these. In particular, let's look at the PM 2.5 by clicking the down arrow, and you can see that it starts at values of -5. We are not going to invalidate that because for this BAM, the method detection limit is -10. So if you automatically invalidate negative numbers, you're biasing your averages high because you're getting rid of valid negative numbers. So always look up the method detection limits before you invalidate any negative numbers. And let's pull the grabber bar down and look how high the PM 2.5 values go. And it all makes sense up until value 985. So we know that's an error code, obviously. So what we're going to do now is pull the grabber bar back up, uncheck the select all, and just check the 985 rows. Click OK, and now we can see that here are these rows where you've got the 985 error code for the PM 2.5 hourly values. Well, but first we're going to save these rows in another sheet just so that we know what we've done. So I'm going to go through and just select all of these rows, and you can see that the autofilter has filtered out many rows, and you can see where the rows are split by the row numbers here. Do Control C, and when you do that, you can see the Las Vegas lights blinking in between the contiguous ranges of cells that you're pulling out of this. And I'm just going to go into sheet 3 and do Control V, and that pastes these into this new sheet, and I'm going to rename the sheet. And now I've got those saved, so now I go back to my data, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select all of these. I'm just going to type in error, and now because I want this copied to all of these cells, I'm going to hold down my Control key and then click Enter, and it copies error in all of those cells.